Join us on this adventure. In the 20th century, the age of material civilization, science and technology's swift advancement allowed extreme individualism to run rampant. Pornography, violence, free sex, and drugs dismantled the family. You were thrust into a cold and dark world. In the 21st century, we need a balanced approach. More public-mindedness, less destruction and division. In 2015, the UN set 17 Sustainable Development Goals and is calling for global participation. What then is the key to harmonious and sustainable development? In 1976, Muhammad Yunus, a Nobel Peace Prize laureate from Bangladesh, developed the concept of microfinance. Microfinance has produced sustainable results. The concept has spread to 140 nations globally to alleviate poverty by providing loans to small social units and teaching collective responsibility. Well before this, Dr. Sun Myung Moon and Dr. Hak Ja Han Moon applied this concept in their quest for world peace. They advocated the smallest unit, the family, is where world peace and happiness begins. The family is where we first learn to live for the sake of others. We are calling this concept micro-peace.
Peace begins in the family, specifically in the relationship of parents loving their children unconditionally and children developing the heart of filial love toward their parents. Brought into society, this principle of living for others creates good character in citizens, patriots in nations, and saints in the world. But it all begins in the family.
The greatest peace sprouting from the smallest unit. One human family under God. In 2005, Father and Mother Moon launched UPF with a world tour emphasizing a new vision of peace. Night after night, city after city, visiting one nation per day, they taught that the family is not only the cornerstone of world peace. Father and Mother Moon have established more than 50 educational institutions around the world. MOUs have been signed and character education is being taught in thousands of schools on all continents and in all cultural spheres, east and west. After Father Moon passed away, Mother Moon carried out his intentions and established the Wonno Pyongyang Scholarship Foundation, which supports the education of youth and students globally. The Sanok Peace Prize honors and supports an adventure full of hope and passion. Endless possibilities to achieve our dreams. Where your dreams begin, youth and students for peace. Join us on this adventure. In the 20th century, the age of material civilization, science and technology's swift advancement allowed extreme individualism to run rampant. Pornography, violence, free sex, and drugs dismantled the family. Youth were thrust into a cold and dark world. In the 21st century, we need a balanced approach. More public-mindedness, less destruction, and division. In 2015, the UN set 17 Sustainable Development Goals and is calling for global participation. What then is the key to harmonious and sustainable development? In 1976, Muhammad Yunus, a Nobel Peace Prize laureate from Bangladesh, developed the concept of microfinance. Microfinance has produced sustainable results. The concept has spread to 140 nations globally to alleviate poverty by providing loans to small social units and teaching collective responsibility. Well before this, Dr. Sun Myung Moon and Dr. Hak Ja Han Moon applied this concept in their quest for world peace. They advocated the smallest unit, the family, is where world peace and happiness begins. The family is where we first learn to live for the sake of others. We are calling this concept micro-peace.
Peace begins in the family, specifically in the relationship of parents loving their children unconditionally and children developing the heart of filial love toward their parents. Brought into society, this principle of living for others creates good character in citizens, patriots in nations, and saints in the world. But it all begins in the family.
Greatest peace sprouting from the smallest unit, one human family under God. In 2005, Father and Mother Moon launched UPF with a world tour emphasizing a new vision of peace. Night after night, city after city, visiting one nation per day, they taught that the family is not only the school of love, it is also the cornerstone of world peace. Beginning with the establishment of the Collegiate Association for the Research of the Principle in 1966. The many institutions they have founded convey a vision of peace and teach universal principles that strengthen marriage and the family.
When I was young, I took the Pure Love Pledge and it changed my life. From that day onwards, I was able to build my character and moral values. For the happiness and future of my students, I am continuing teaching Pure Love education at my school.
Father and Mother Moon have established more than 50 educational institutions around the world. MOUs have been signed and character education is being taught in thousands of schools on all continents and in all cultural spheres, east and west. After Father Moon passed away, Mother Moon carried out his intentions and established the Wonno Pyongne Scholarship Foundation, which supports the education of youth and students globally. The Sanok Peace Prize honors and supports heroes who are creating a culture of sustainable peace and are role models for future generations to look back on. On February 23, 2017, Mother Moon, the first international chairwoman of the Women's Federation of World Peace, launched Youth and Students for Peace.
위하여 사는 참 사랑을 실천하는, 나눠줘도 더 부족함을 느끼고 더 나눠주고 싶고, 이런 마음 자세, 이런 환경을 만들어 가야 하는 너희들 앞에 책임이 있다.
With the support of Women's Federation for World Peace and the Universal Peace Federation, YSP is a rapidly growing global network of game changers.
เยาวชนและนักเรียนแห่งสันติภาพคือความหวังและอนาคตของโลกโดยผ่านความรักที่บริสุทธิ์และความกตัญญูจะเป็นจุดเริ่มต้นแห่งความสุขและสันติภาพโลก
एउटा असल परिवार समाज समृद्ध राष्ट्र निर्माणको लागि युवा विद्यार्थी अवस्थाबाट नै सकारात्मक विचार उच्च भलाइ साँचो प्रेमको अभ्यास गर्न आवश्यक छ
À travers la Fédération des jeunes et des étudiants pour la paix, je travaillerai afin d'accomplir de grands rêves.
Youth and Students for Peace, YSP, builds on the past and opens doors of hope for the young generation through academics, service, sports, international exchanges, universal character education, environmental responsibility, among other things. In Asia, Africa, Korea, Japan, the US, Central and South America, Europe and Oceania, YSP is becoming a wave of goodness sweeping the world today. The idea of one family under God is taking root and growing in the hearts of people, young and old alike. Be a part of this global awakening. Let's create a new future working together. We can do it. Youth, an adventure full of hope and passion. Endless possibilities to achieve our dreams. Where your dreams begin, Youth and Students for Peace. Join us on this adventure.
Okay, hotspot lang. Hello? Okay. Hello guys, good afternoon. Mabuhay Pilipinas! We are YSP Pilipinas. Welcome to Leaders Connect webinar series, the online SDG Youth Action Forum. This webinar is hosted by Pilipinas and the partnership by the online SDG Youth Action Forum. My name is Ravi, or you can call me Ravi, your moderator for this webinar. This webinar will spotlight the importance of Sustainable Development Goals, or known as SDGs. It will help you to understand a lot how much SDGs can help our activities or our aspiration to make an impact to the world. I will explain to you our objectives of this webinar. First is to introduce the Sustainable Development Goals. Second, to establish ownership and commitment to all our participants today and for all who are watching from their home in YouTube and Facebook. Third, serves as a platform for those leaders who are inspiring and aspiring to contribute for the SDGs action. Last, to make an action plans. The action plans to act and to help your community where you are living right now. Again, we would like to thank for the host of this webinar, the Youth and Student for Peace Filipinas. And if you're wondering what is YSP, you would like to share a video that will be displayed on your screen so you can understand what is our advocacies. Okay, so I will now display.
One, two, three.
Youth, an adventure full of hope and passion. Endless possibilities to achieve our dreams. Where your dreams begin, youth and students for peace. Join us on this adventure. In the 20th century, the age of material civilization, science and technology's swift advancement allowed extreme individualism to run rampant. Pornography, violence, free sex, and drugs dismantled the family. Youth were thrust into a cold and dark world. In the 21st century, we need a balanced approach. More public-mindedness, less destruction and division. In 2015, the UN set 17 Sustainable Development Goals and is calling for global participation. What then is the key to harmonious and sustainable development? In 1976, Muhammad Yunus, a Nobel Peace Prize laureate from Bangladesh, developed the concept of microfinance. Microfinance has produced sustainable results. The concept has spread to 140 nations globally to alleviate poverty by providing loans to small social units and teaching collective responsibility. Well before this, Dr. Sun Myung Moon and Dr. Hakcha Han Moon applied this concept in their quest for world peace. They advocated the smallest unit, the family, is where world peace and happiness begins. The family is where we first learn to live for the sake of others. We are calling this concept micro-peace.
Peace begins in the family, specifically in the relationship of parents loving their children unconditionally and children developing the heart of filial love toward their parents. Brought into society, this principle of living for others creates good character in citizens, patriots in nations, and saints in the world. But it all begins in the family.
The greatest peace sprouting from the smallest unit. One human family under God. In 2005, Father and Mother Moon launched UPF with a world tour emphasizing a new vision of peace. Night after night, city after city, visiting one nation per day, they taught that the family is not only the school of love, it is also the cornerstone of world peace. Father and Mother Moon have established more than 50 educational institutions around the world. MOUs have been signed and character education has been taught in thousands of schools on all continents and in all cultural spheres, east and west. After Father Moon passed away, Mother Moon carried out his intentions and established the Wonno Pyongne Scholarship Foundation, which supports the education of youth and students globally. The Sanok Peace Prize honors and supports heroes who are creating a culture of sustainable peace and are role models for future generations to look back on. On February 23, 2017, Mother Moon, the first international chairwoman of the Women's Federation of World Peace, launched Youth and Students for Peace.
위하여 사는 참 사랑을 실천하는 나눠줘도 더 부족함을 느끼고 더 나눠주고 싶고 이런 마음 자세 이런 환경을 만들어 가야 하는 너희들 앞에 책임이 있다.
With the support of Women's Federation for World Peace and the Universal Peace Federation, YSP is a rapidly growing global network of game changers.
เยาวชนและนักเรียนแห่งสันติภาพคือความหวังและอนาคตของโลกโดยผ่านความรักที่บริสุทธิ์และความกตัญญู จะเป็นจุดเริ่มต้นแห่งความสุขและสันติภาพโลก
एउटा असल परिवार समाज समृद्ध राष्ट्र निर्माणको लागि युवा विद्यार्थी अवस्थाबाट नै सकारात्मक विचार उच्च भलाइ साँचो प्रेमको अभ्यास गर्न आवश्यक छ।
À travers la Fédération des jeunes et des étudiants pour la paix, je travaillerai afin d'accomplir de grands rêves.
Youth and Students for Peace, YSP, builds on the past and opens doors of hope for the young generation through academics, service, sports, international exchanges, universal character education, environmental responsibility, among other things. In Asia, Africa, Korea, Japan, the US, Central and South America, Europe and Oceania, YSP is becoming a wave of goodness sweeping the world today. The idea of one family under God is taking root and growing in the hearts of people, young and old alike. Be a part of this global awakening. Let's create a new future working together. We can do it.
Okay. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for your patience also. To officially start the webinar, may I call the President of YSP Pilipinas, Mr. Rene Tilansangan, for his opening remarks.
Thank you. Thank you so much to our moderator, Mr. Reby Malasa, Secretary General of the World Collegiate Association for the Research of Principles, Philippines. Good morning, young leaders. To our National Chairman of Youth and Students for Peace, Mr. Leo Angelo Halog, distinguished speaker, Mr. Mark Jacinto, Curator, Online SDG Youth Action Forum, and to our participants, both international and local, Facebook Live viewers, my sincere greetings to all of you. I appreciate your response to our invitations to this Leaders Connect webinar series with the theme, the Online SDG Youth Action Forum. To give you a short insight about IAYSP, International Association of Youth and Students for Peace, also known as IAYSP or YSP, is an NGO comprised of a global family of young people who are building a peaceful society through youth empowerment. Founded on February 23, 2017 in Chongpyeong, South Korea by Dr. Hak Jahan Moon and being inaugurated in many countries around the world. Last October 26, 2017, we had officially registered YSP in the Philippine government. YSP became the National Steering Committee to consolidate all student and youth-oriented activities. During the 5th International Youth Assembly held last September 22 to 24, 2017, we could officially inaugurate the YSP Pilipinas. On November 11, 2019, the Youth and Students for Peace Pilipinas was already registered at the National Youth Commission of the Republic of the Philippines as a youth-serving organization. Last December 14, 2019, YSP Pilipinas launched the Leaders Connect. The Leaders Connect is a conference-type program of YSP Pilipinas, an avenue for youth and student leaders to gather together and discuss relevant and prevalent national and world problems, highlighting the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals as part of the solutions. YSP has invested in the education, development, and nurturing of future leaders in the process, contributing to the achievement of the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The organization's projects include character education, service projects, peace designers training, marriage preparation, and family values, as well as creating opportunities through sports, the arts, and culture. Thus, YSP has transformed the reality of various communities around the world, making them realize that their small actions make a difference and result in major transformation. YSP was built on decades of investment and sacrifice which Dr. Hak Jahan Moon and her husband, Reverend Dr. Samyang Moon, had accomplished over their lifetime together. They created and supported numerous initiatives for young people that fostered community service, interreligious dialogue, character education, decency in the arts, sports, collegiate research, humanitarian outreach, environmental accountability, political activism, a responsible media, academic excellence, and more. Dr. Hak Jahan Moon said, and I quote, "Practicing the true love of living for the sake of others, the love that gives and continues to give. It is your responsibility to create this heart, this foundation." Knowing that the most serious social problems are related to confusion of moral values and the breakdown of the family, our young people today face a wide range of vulnerabilities that includes substance abuse, sexual immorality, and a crisis of identity, which negatively impact society and even the environment. These problems seem to accelerate along with economic development and high-speed internet communication. A solution is urgently needed. YSP offers hope, more than just an idea whose time has come. Young people are working together to build a culture of values and integrity based on universal principles rooted in the family. This initiative is expanding into a global awakening. As I conclude, I am challenging all the participants to please listen attentively in our presentations and messages. Likewise, we encourage all students, student leaders, and young professionals to strongly support the YSP program and activities because your participations and involvement always matters. Thank you, mabuhay, and welcome.
Thank you so much to our President of YSP Pilipinas, Mr. Renetti Lansangan, and I quote, "YSP offers hope, gives project to your humanitarian activities, and we are happy to be part and work with you." So to all our participants, we are encouraging you to check it out, our organization, and for more info and message about what can YSP give to all our viewers, I would like to call our chairman of YSP Pilipinas, no other than Mr. Leo Angelo Halo.
Good morning, young leaders. It is my honor to be here today for this forum, Leaders Connect. I commend the Youth and Students for Peace Pilipinas and the online SDG Youth Action Forum community for this initiative of bringing young leaders together in order to empower and equip them in taking ownership in addressing the critical problems that are faced by the youth today. Young leaders, we are critically threatened. It is undeniable fact that there are more threats to the young and gullible minds of our youth now in this modern age compared to 40 to 50 years ago. Materialism, moral degradation, juvenile delinquency, substance abuse, and the rising cases of HIV/AIDS infection are just among the growing unresolved problems faced by the youth today. There is also a growing concern on the rampant rising cases of teenage pregnancy. Did you know that the teenage pregnancy rate in the Philippines is the highest in Southeast Asia? This is truly alarming. Today's webinar calls for young people to come together and start formulating an action plan on how to combat these pressing issues that plague our society. Here are some roles of the youth in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals as defined by the United Nations. First, youth as critical thinkers. Youth have that burning fire to challenge existing power structures and barriers to change. Secondly, as change makers. Young people are also have the power to act and mobilize others. This is made easier by broader connectivity and access to social media, just like what we are doing today in this webinar. Thirdly, youth as innovators. Nowadays, young people bring fresh perspectives and have new, direct knowledge and insights into issues that are sometimes not accessible by adults. Thus, we have the potential to offer new ideas and alternative solutions. That is why platforms for discussions and exchange of ideas like this is a great way to start. Fourthly, youth as great communicators. We can be partners in communicating the development agenda to our peers and communities at the local level as well as across countries and regions. Finally, youth as leaders. When young people are empowered with the knowledge of their rights and equipped with leadership skills, they can drive change in their communities and countries. These are 5 roles, or should I say, 5 powerful abilities of young people that the United Nations so strongly believe would be a huge factor in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. Young people, whether we like it or not, the future of our world lies on our hands, and it is so crucial that each and every youth alive today understands the weight of this responsibility. Young people have an innate ambitious nature. We all wish to create a mark in our society and for the world. But before we can do all that, we all should start with ourselves. Now that the world has gradually shifted to the new normal brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic, our lifestyles, routines, and habits have changed. Most of us are locked down in our homes, unable to do the things we have been used to. This is the perfect time to do some self-reflection and get into discovering who we really are, our value, our identity, and our purpose. This is the perfect time for young people to detach from all the worldly and superficial things that have bombarded us before this pandemic happened, and really get to the bottom of discovering ourselves, such as our spirituality and guiding principles. So at the same time, the more we see that we are advancing externally and technologically, the more we affirm that the universal values indeed remain relevant even in a fast developing world, like the virtues of humility, filial piety, charity, and love. These are the values that preserve our humanity. This is far beyond what any high-tech gadgets can provide. We have to keep in mind that the moment we lose our humanity, this is where we start losing ourselves, and that, my friends, is far more fearful than the COVID-19 pandemic. We are grateful that the leadership of YSP Pilipinas, in partnership with the online SDG Youth Action Forum community, have been actively promoting these values among our young leaders from various sectors of the society. This is one of the reasons why we are continue to hold conferences and webinars like this. So thank you for participating and joining us today. Let us help our nation through reviving the true human spirit amongst our young people. Let us take the lead in making our voices be heard to refine and bring back our most esteemed values as God's children, as true brothers and sisters for one another, which are the most fundamental yet strongest source of sustainability for the future generations. Let us take on this challenge together. Before I conclude, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the founder of YSP, Dr. Hakjahan Moon, together with her late husband, Reverend Dr. San Myung Moon, whom we call Father and Mother Moon. Father and Mother Moon have dedicated their entire life for the sake of establishing a world of peace. Their vision is to really build a world without boundaries and establish one family under God, where all people can live in joy and happiness. They have invested continuously in raising up young people who can live for the sake of others by practicing true love, not only for their families, but for the sake of their nation and the world. I would like to encourage all those who are watching today to please study their life, and together, let's rebuild our nation. We hope you enjoyed today's webinar. Once again, thank you very much. God bless you and mabuhay. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our chairman, Mr. Leo Angelo Halog. So as I quote, the future of our world today lies in our youth. So we would like to encourage everyone ngayon, yung mga kabataan na nandito ngayon sa webinar na we are the hope, hindi yung iba. So we have to take responsibility and ownership on how we can build a world of peace and sustainable. And speaking of sustainable, we will now proceed to our speaker that will help you and brings you an amazing ideas on how you can start. You do not need a high position to start, but right now. So kahit nasa bahay ka, you can start. So with our speaker, you will learn a lot. Okay, so now I will call the speaker a curator of online SDG Youth Action Forum, no other than Mr. Mark Jacinto. He will present an awareness rundown of SDGs and youth action. Let's give him a round of applause.
Yun. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Can you see me? Okay, comment down below if you can see me. Okay. Yeah, can they comment down below? Yeah, feel free to comment down if you can see me. Okay, so now we'll start with the program. So hi everyone, I am Mark Jacinto. Wait lang, I'm just sharing my screen. So, kamusta naman kayo? Hopefully we already ate our breakfast and such. So wait one moment, I'm just fixing my presentation. So hopefully we already ate our breakfast and yeah, hope everything is well. Okay, one moment. There. Okay. So, hi everyone. Good morning again. Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. For those who are watching live on Facebook and YouTube as well, good morning po sa inyo. So, I am Mark Jacinto. Welcome po. Thank you so much again to Youth and Students for Peace Pilipinas for inviting me for this momentous event. So, thank you. I am Mark Jacinto. As mentioned, I am the creator of the online SDG Youth Action Forum. I am also the field SDG advocate of My World 2030 Asia Pacific. I'm also the chief builder of Pass It On, and I'm also the Limitless champion for SDGs of Limitless Lab. So, yeah, okay, that's it. So now, let us introduce ourselves. So to start the program, let us introduce ourselves. So please comment down or chat the following information below, or for those who are live on Facebook or YouTube, feel free to comment down the following information: your name, where are you from, and what you do. So just para lang magkakakilala tayo. I think we didn't have enough time for an icebreaker, so hopefully this would suffice. So please feel free to introduce yourselves: your name, where are you from, what you do. So yun lang. Okay, we have Via, we have Talal. Yeah. Okay. How about the others? We have Ella. We have Dieter John. We have someone from Marawi City. Wow. Eid Mubarak po sa ating mga Muslim brothers and sisters, of course. So, yun, we have different people from different parts of the Philippines. Wow, we have from Lamitan City, Basilan. We have, of course, from Malabon, Alan. Ang daming ang daming from Mindanao, especially from Bangsamoro. So, Assalamualaikum po sa inyong lahat. So, yun, we have different people from different parts of the Philippines and from the parts of the world as well. And good morning po sa inyong lahat. So yeah, and let's proceed. Okay. Now, okay. One moment. Now, of course, why are we here? Why are we here today? Hello? Okay. So why are we here? Of course, this is for us to introduce the Sustainable Development Goals and to also solidify young people's commitment to act for the Sustainable Development Goals. So just a few house rules and principles. I think this is already mentioned. Please be open-minded to the ideas and discussions. So we'll be having a lot of people today. So we hope we can learn from each other. Next is, wag mahihiyang magtanong. I think this is from a famous commercial. So please, please do not hesitate to ask if we have questions. Okay. Next is please listen when someone is talking. So yeah, we have different people listening right now, and please listen when someone is talking. Please mute our microphones when not talking para po maiwasan yung feedback sa likod. And then if we have questions, feedback, reactions, feel free to comment it down or in the chat group or raise your hand. Okay. So now, let's start. I have 3 questions for you. So feel free to comment it down if you have answers, or for those who are live on Facebook or live on YouTube, feel free to comment it down in our respective live streams. So first question, what do you hear, or what do you think when you hear the word sustainable development? Or in Tagalog, ano yung naisip nyo pag naririnig nyo yung word na sustainable development? Feel free to comment down the answers in the chat group. Again, what do you think when you hear the word sustainable development? Feel free to comment down the answers in the chat group. Okay, we'll wait for your answers. UN 2030 agenda? Yeah, how about the others po? Okay, I think we have different answers and perspective, and that is great. Thank you so much for answering the question. But we know the technical definition of sustainable development is the type of development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the needs of the future. Diba? It's too technical sometimes. So let's try to simplify it a little bit. Wow. Let's try to simplify it a bit. Okay. Let's try to simplify it a bit. Okay, it's not. Okay, so now, yeah, sustainable development is like your long-term. Oh, ba na? Sustainable development is like your long-term relationship. Wow. Aga-aga umugot tayo. But why? Why is that so? We know naman in a long-term relationship, we want to ensure that our partners are healthy and beneficial both in the long term and short term in different aspects, physical, mental, social, and other related aspects as well. And it's similar to sustainable development because we want to ensure that both the social, economic, and environmental aspects are being met both in the short term and in the long term. So yun, if someone will ask you, oh, sir, ma'am, what is sustainable development, especially in your own words? You can say that it's like a long-term relationship. Yeah, because we want to simplify the discussion of the sustainable development and the sustainable development goals so that even people outside the diplomacy, even outside the development sector would understand what sustainable development goals is and why is it important for us. So second is, what are your hashtag goals? Again, what are your hashtag goals? So feel free to comment down your answers in the chat group, or for those who are live on Facebook, feel free to comment it down as well. So we might have travel goals. You might have yeah, relationship goals, squad goals, baby goals. So we might have different goals in life. Me, I want to travel to Bangkok, Thailand, or even in Siargao soon. Hopefully, after this is all over, I can be able to travel as well. Hashtag travel goals. How about others? Self development goals. Okay. Thank you so much for that. Okay. So we have different goals in life. Most of it are personal. And I think I've already seen some goals that are already for the community, for the country, or for the world, which is really nice, to be honest. But I think for some of us who have not yet thought about it, have we already thought about our goals for the world, for the community, and for the country? So yeah, later we'll be relating it, the personal goals that we have, to this one, the Sustainable Development Goals. Wow, nice segue. So the Sustainable Development Goals is launched in the year 2015, and it's a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure all people enjoy peace and prosperity. So again, it's too technical for us to understand. So let's try to simplify it a bit. And I somehow compare and analogize sustainable development goals like it's your astrology. Wow, kanina long-term relationship, now astrology. Why is that so? Because in astrology, the similarities between the SDGs and astrology, it's a free will. We have a free will to use it. It's an optional thing to use it, but uh, it's guiding us and it's helping us to be more systematic. So now, if I'm telling it's optional, why do I need to know about this? Why am I here? Why are we talking about the sustainable development goals right now? If if I'm saying it's optional. So like think sustainable development goals like it's your tour guide. Wow, tour guide. So why is that so? We know naman in a tour guide, for those who have already experienced a tour guide before, for our exposure trips, for field trips, we know that tour guides is already trained, is already systematic on providing information on the tourist destination and the cultural landmarks, or even the information about the area or the country that we are visiting or place we are visiting. And it took them years and months to be trained to know that specific approach, information, and other methods. And it's similar to sustainable development. Yes, it's optional for those who are really like to travel. Sometimes it's really optional. Like me, I like to travel a lot, and I use my smartphone to be my virtual tour guide. I don't hire a tour guide, a physical tour guide anymore. But for some of us who are preparing to have a tour guide, it's giving us comfort, giving us system, process, and it's similar to the sustainable development goals because it's already giving us and a system to help us further understand what we can systematically do to change the world, solve issues, and make a mark. So it's a system, it's a framework that we can use, even though it's optional. Yes, some of us are already advocating for sustainable development, even without the sustainable development goals. But later, we would have more understanding why we need to understand this because aside from it is a system, there are more reasons why we need to understand the sustainable development goals. So now we have different issues happening in our country or in our community or even in the world. So for example, for one, it's the climate crisis that is really affecting all of us. Second is the coronavirus crisis, which really exposed all of the systemic faults happening in our world, in our community, and in our society. Because despite the COVID-19 being a global health crisis, it spurred a lot of crises as well. Education, technology, transportation, peace, even peace, environment. So it's a multidimensional crisis and even economic, of course. So later we'll understand more why we need to be more interconnected and interrelated with each other. Then, of course, we have territorial disputes and even different issues happening in our respective communities and societies, and which leads me that our present and our future are on the line. So I think all of us agree that our present and our future are on the line. Although there was this one participant when I was conducting this webinar that he said that our present and our future are not on the line, and then we were shocked. Then of course we asked, and then he said that our present and our future are not on the line because we might not even have a future to begin with if we do not act something for the present. And he is right. He is right because if we do not do something in the present, our goals might just be goals forever. If we do not do something for our world, for our community, for our society, the ones that we mentioned a while ago, yung mga personal goals natin, baka maging goals na lang siya forever. And maybe that's the forever we might only experience if we do not do something for our world, for our community, and for our society, whether big or small. So, yun, there are already young individuals and groups who are already acting for the global goals one way or another. So, of course, one is the one in Hong Kong. We know majority of it are young people, and they're fighting for their future because they believe that their future is on the line, their future generations are on the line. So, next is, of course, the climate action by Greta Thunberg. So, there, I had this friend wherein he was saying that hopefully the global leaders would act on the climate crisis, on how we are currently acting for the coronavirus crisis. And then we also have different young leaders in the Philippines and the world who are already acting for the global goals one way or another. And but we still need more young people like us, like you, like me, to act for the sustainable development goals. I think for some of us who are, I've been seeing familiar faces that I've already seen in previous events that either I've organized or I attended or I've spoken with. They already know this. We still need more young people like us to act for the sustainable development goals. We still need to mobilize more young people to join us and to help us creating a better and a more sustainable future for all. And according nga to our national hero here in the Philippines, Dr. Jose Rizal, that ang kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan, or the youth is the hope of the future. And there is something in us that the world needs. There's something big, there's something small, whether big or small, there's something in us that the world needs. So hopefully, I got your curiosity and your attention. So now, so yes, okay, I it's interesting. But now, how can I contribute if I do not know about the sustainable development goals? Kanina pa tayo nag-uusap, it's almost like 11 o'clock. And we've been mentioning sustainable development goals, sustainable development goals. So how can I contribute if I do not know about it? So now, of course, let's introduce the technical definition of the SDGs. It's launched in the year 2015. It's a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure all people enjoy peace and prosperity. That's the technical definition. And then we have already introduced the three principles of sustainability a while ago, and we compared it to a long-term relationship. But now, I'll be focusing the three principles of sustainability is one of the main contributing factors to build the 5 pillars of the sustainable development goals. So the 5 pillars, of course, in 5 P's sila kasi it's people, prosperity, peace, partnership, and planet. Those are 5 P's. And people, of course, is focusing more of social. Prosperity is more focused on livelihood and building sustainable cities and communities. Peace is, of course, promoting human rights, promoting peace, peace education, ending terrorism, violence, slavery, corruption, and other types of violence, and also, of course, promoting good governance and local governance and freedom and information. Partnerships, of course, is being connected with each other, and planet is conserving and protecting our environment. So now I have a question for everyone who is listening and watching through Facebook, Zoom, or YouTube. What do you see here in this picture? Again, what do you see in this picture? So feel free to comment down our insights or answers below. Or for those who are live on Facebook or YouTube, feel free to comment it down in your respective live streams. So what do you see in this picture? Okay, I'll wait lang for the answers. What do we see in this picture? Okay, interconnected. How about the others? Okay. Yung mga sumasagot ng gusto kong isagot, parang mga nakikita ko na rin sa ibang webinars. So later, I'll explain that. That's my explanation. Sige, sige. One picture speaks of all, one goal, one future. How about the others? I want to see like others answer. Interconnected? Okay. Sige. So thank you so much. Actually, Ella and Raymark already said the first analogy of the 5 pillars of the SDGs. We can compare the 5 pillars of the SDGs or even sustainable development goals or sustainable development in general. Like it's a puzzle piece. Wow, it's a puzzle. I think Raymark and Ella already attended my previous legs as well. But it's like a puzzle. We know naman in a puzzle piece that we need to, in order for us to complete the game or to complete the puzzle, we need all of the parts. And it's similar to sustainable development goals. One cannot exist without the other. And without one piece, we cannot complete the puzzle piece, which in this case is sustainable development. So all of it are interrelated and interconnected with one another. So that's the first one. The second one, it looks like a house. Kung makikita nyo, the one in the middle that forms a pentagon looks like a house, or yeah, with sustainable development it looks like a house. And we know when we build a house or when we see a house, we need to have different structures or different foundations, like our painting, like wood, concrete, sand, electricity, light, and other foundations as well to build a sturdy and concrete house. And that's similar to sustainable development goals. We need these different foundations with each other, and they cannot exist without one another. So, for example, if we are advocating for peace, I think, which is, of course, the mandate and the vision and the mission of IAYSP, we cannot just advocate for peace without knowing how and why will it affect people, it affect our environment, it will affect the livelihood, sustainable cities and communities. Same as well when we are advocating for planet, when we are advocating for people, or when we are advocating for livelihood, for sustainable cities. One cannot exist without the other. And we need to understand that all of the things that we do are interrelated and interconnected with each other, especially right now with the pandemic happening. It exposed us to be more interrelated and interconnected on the things we do. We cannot just focus on one advocacy alone. We need to understand, at least in a surface level perspective, paano and bakit to nakaka-apekto sa mga ginagawa natin or sa mga ina-advocate natin. So yun, now, these are the 17 SDGs. So I'll just breeze it through one by one. These are just the technical definitions or the basic definitions according to the UN website or the documents related to the Sustainable Development Goals. So SDG 1 is no poverty. So this is simple, just to, of course, meet and ensure we end poverty, and also, of course, providing basic resources and needs to the vulnerable sector, economically vulnerable sector. So whether shelter, health, food, education, transportation, work. So we need to provide it to them, especially during these pandemics, epidemics, and other related disasters. And also, dito rin po papasok yung social protection systems like your SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, and even other social protection systems like the Social Amelioration Program right now, or the AYUDA. SDG 2 is zero hunger. So, of course, this is where we promote food security, food safety, agriculture, nutrition, which is, of course, just ended last month, July 2020, the Filipino Nutrition Month. SDG 3 is good health and well-being. This is where our universal health care comes in, our child care, maternal care, and even, of course, protecting ourselves from potential road accidents and incidents, because these road accidents and incidents can affect our physical, mental, and psychological well-being. SDG 4 is quality education. This is to ensure that we have quality and accessible education, whether we are from kinder, elementary, high school, college, and even tertiary, even technical and vocational education. This is also where we need to promote quality and accessible learning facilities, especially right now we are shifting to the asynchronous or the blended learning, then also promoting sustainable development education and integrating sustainable development modules to the curriculum. SDG 5 is gender equality. So, in principle, of course, according to the document in the United Nations, SDG 5 is more, of course, it's more of empowering women in lessening and ending gender-related violence, discrimination, and assault and harassment. But aside from that, we know that in order for us to achieve gender equality, we need both sides to be educated. We also need the other side to understand the rights and the limits to respect women, because of course it takes two to tango, as mentioned. And aside from that, this is where we empower reproductive health, especially right now. It's the National Breastfeeding Awareness Month. So SDG 6 is clean water and sanitation. This is, of course, we provide quality and accessible water access to people, particularly in remote areas, and also highlighting the importance of hygiene and sanitation, especially right now with the pandemic. I believe a lot of experts are highlighting the importance of washing your hands or sanitizing our hands to prevent ourselves for potential COVID-19 exposures. SDG 7 is affordable and clean energy. It aims to provide affordable and accessible clean energy access to different communities. SDG 8 is decent work and economic growth. So it aims to provide economic growth through livelihood, entrepreneurship, promoting micro, small, and medium enterprises, and even promoting sustainable tourism and protecting the labor rights. SDG 9 is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Dito po papasok yung science and technology, research and development, ensuring that all of the infrastructures and buildings that we create are sustainable, inclusive, and inclusive to the communities, to the affected communities. SDG 10 is reduce inequalities. This is to ensure that all people, regardless of race, gender, religion, age, or other social aspects, are being met. All of their rights are being respected, and they are given enough and equal opportunities despite their race, religion, gender, and other aspects. So SDG 11 is sustainable cities and communities. We aim to provide, of course, sustainable housing, sustainable and affordable housing, sustainable public transportation, walkable spaces, green spaces, and also promoting our cultural and natural heritage. SDG 12 is responsible consumption and production. So, responsible consumption and production, dito po papasok yung waste management, reduce, reuse, recycle, upcycling, reusing of reusable face masks, reusable tumblers, and other measures to promote a sustainable lifestyle. SDG 13 is climate action. This is to integrate climate action related measures to different policies, especially to decision makers like the government, like businesses, like organizations. SDG 14 and 15 are interrelated with one another, although the difference is SDG 14 aims to protect the water-related resources, or oceans, or seas, or lakes, while SDG 15 aims to protect our land-related resources, our mountains, our valleys, and other land-related resources. Aside from that, SDG 14 aims to protect our fisheries, our fisher folks, while SDG 15 aims to protect the rights of our forest rangers. SDG 16, I believe, is something, of course, close to the vision and mission of YSP, which is Peace, Justice, and Strong Institutions. Aside from, of course, ending terrorism, violence, corruption, slavery, bribery, it also aims to protect human rights, protect and uphold human rights, freedom of information, local governance, and good governance. And then last but not the least, the partnerships for the goals. This is actually already interconnecting to the first 16 SDGs, but this is more of providing different types of assistance, whether financial assistance, development assistance, capacity building, data sharing, particularly sharing of technology and sharing of knowledge and resources to different communities, particularly to developing countries like the Philippines. So partnerships are really important because we learn from each other. We learn from each other's best practices and guidance. So that's it. Those are the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So now I've already discussed the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Now, we might ask, Kuya Mark, or Sir Mark, how does the Philippines currently rank in terms of attaining the Sustainable Development Goals? So according to the Sustainable Development Report 2020, it's a report commissioned or created by the United Nations Sustainable Development Solutions Network, wherein they assess the progress of each country in terms of attaining the Sustainable Development Goals. This is an independently funded research and think tank agency. So according to them, the Philippines is currently ranked number 99 over 193, or number 5 in Southeast Asia or ASEAN. And according to them, these are the indicators. Red means that we still have a lot of major challenges. Orange means that we still have major challenges, but there are already improvements. Yellow means that there are still minor challenges, and red means that green means that the SDG is already attained. So later I'll be sending the link of the report. It's called the SDGindex.org. So I'm typing it now. It's SDGindex.org. So there. Now, just to end my presentation, what can I do to act for the Sustainable Development Goals? So we've been talking about, why we need to know about the SDGs. How can I contribute to the SDGs? Now, what can I do to it? And I know some of us might be discouraged when we hear, some of us have already experienced this before, when we hear the word Sustainable Development Goals, it's like a big word. It's like we need to do something big. But it's not. We can start contributing to the Sustainable Development Goals by doing small actions first. So for example, if we're just comfortable, if we're just comfortable bringing reusable face masks, if we're just comfortable bringing reusable tumblers, turning off our lights when we're not using it, and other simple measures that we can do to contribute. We can start with that, and then we can do it routinely, or part of our system, part of our habit, part of our routine. Because if we already make it a part of our routine and a part of our daily habit, it can already reap big changes for us. And then if we are already more comfortable enough to do bigger actions, that's the time we can elevate our actions. So for example, like participating in answering surveys such as the My World 2030 survey, which is I am also part of, wherein the survey aims to collect the top 6 priority SDGs for us and for our respective families. And the survey is being promoted to be considered by decision makers, particularly in the government, to integrate it in their policies and initiatives. And according to them, these are the top 6 priority SDGs. In the world, the top 6 priority SDGs are good, according to the survey, are good health and well-being, decent work and economic growth, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, and no poverty. That's the top 6 in the world. Here in the Philippines, these are the top 6. Good health and well-being, quality education, no poverty, decent work and economic growth, climate action, and then peace, justice, and strong institutions. And then after that, we can also join booths. We can also join activations, sign petitions. I believe, especially right now, there are already a lot of online campaigns. Even I believe YSP has been doing a lot of online campaigns and initiatives right now to mobilize people to advocate for a certain cause or certain SDG. Then we can also join webinars or seminars. Right now, of course, we cannot join a lot of physical events, but everything is online right now. We have a lot of webinars and online events that are being streamed live on Facebook, like this event. And it's an opportunity for us to learn one way or another. Learning is already remote. Learning, we can just search Google or in Yahoo different terms that we want to learn and we can already learn, and we can join these different events, and some events are just for free. So this is an opportunity for us as well to learn. And then if we're already more comfortable enough, we can volunteer to these different organizations, including, of course, youth and students for peace, YSP, of course, that we want. And after that, we can, if we're already more comfortable enough, we can already start our own movements. We can already start our own organization, or even run for student council, run for Sangguniang Kabataan, run for a local position. And yeah, we have different means for us to contribute to the sustainable development goals. But again, as mentioned, if we are just comfortable to starting small, it's okay. And then our role is just to make it a habit first. And then if we're already more comfortable enough, that's the time we can elevate our actions. Because we cannot force ourselves to start big to something, because we have different paces. And it's okay for us to start small, because even though we are starting small, it can help us heal the world and make it a better place for everyone. So thank you so much po, and let us make a mark together. So these are my details. I'll just be posting it in the chat group later. So feel free to connect with me and join our Facebook group, and feel free to also connect with me on this different social media channels. So thank you so much, and let us make a mark together.
All right. Thank you so much, Kuya Mark, for your insights and initiatives on how we can understand and contribute to sustainable development goals. So even for me, it is my first time to hear these 5 pillars of sustainable development goals. So thank you for your insights, which is people, prosperity, planet, partnership, and for peace. So we are encouraging you to check it out, the community of Kuya Mark, or you can PM him on the link na pinrovide niya, or his Facebook page. So now we will proceed to our sharing. So actually, it's not about us. It's not about the organization or the YSP. It's all about you. And we are encouraging you to share your initiatives on how you fulfill, or what is your dream for your community. I would like to make this screen in a makita ko lahat. So I would like to see all the participants here. If you may. Okay, all right. Okay, so I'm requesting you to open your camera. Then, if you want to share something na you contribute a lot, then you can go. And okay, so kindly open your camera, please. All right. Okay. So in this part, there are community leaders, or there are young people who already doing their projects in their community. And once they heard about SDGs, they do not know na yung ginagawa nila, what their project is somehow contributing to the SDGs. On this part, this webinar will be a platform for you to share what you have done in your community. Because we are not alone. We are one. Sabi nga nila, no one should left behind. In my organization, which is World Car Philippines, we do a lot of activities. We go into in the issues of religious conflicts, which is one of our main concerns aside of that, because we believe we are family, one family, and we have brothers and sisters in faith, in Muslim, so a different Christian. So what makes us unite? Because of the initiatives of the education that we are giving, and there are organizations tackling on life on water, life on land. So it's all about individual effort of the organization. Then when we come up on this, we may able to reach our goal. That is why we are encouraging you to share your initiatives or your activities. Okay? So anyone would like to share? Okay. I think Miss Ella Canyon would like to speak. Is that
Hello.
hi?
As for my initiative is to join more seminars so that I could learn a lot, and then I'm part of YAP. Yep, I'm still new, so I'm I don't have any initiatives, but I will.
Okay, thank you, Miss Alacanyon. So, anyone would like to share more about what their organization, even though you're a new member, you can tell what your organization's doing, kung ano yung mga ginagawa nila for the community. Okay, so anyone? How about Mr. Since you open your camera, I would like to ask you, Mr. Dieter John Buena? Bueno? Hello, Kuya Dieter. Would you like to share about your organization on how you contribute in your
Organization.
Okay.
Can you hear me po?
Yes,
Yes,
I hear
yes.
you.
So, good morning everyone. I am Dieter Chan Carandang Bueno. Currently the peer president of Peer Facilitator Circle from De La Salipa. So, my school, De La Salipa, already incorporate activities since matagal na actually siyang sustainable development sa aming school. And kaya ako nag-join sa webinar nito is para mapalawak pa yung understanding ko and organization, Peer Facilitator Circle is a collaborative and student-centered organization committed in promoting holistic eradicating stigma. So driven by the passion, the organization heart and dedication to act and to serve in every opportunity for the Lasallian community that became the foundation to our mission not only in the institution but also outside the walls of the La Salipa. So presenting ourselves as a peer facilitator and proud mental health advocates, we take part in building the nation through the values of inclusivity, equality, self-discovery, and upholding responsibility. So our organization, ang focus po namin is mental health awareness and holistic wellness. So we are championing the UN SDG number 3, which is well-being po. Ganun lang. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kuya Dieter John Bueno. Ayan. So, sorry for calling you Buena, but it's Bueno. Ayan. So, another, even though individuals who are doing, okay, thank you. Another, even though you are not really an active member of the organization, but you're doing your own activities, even though you're individual. Ganun siya. So, anyone, I would like to call, since you are been preparing yourself, Miss Via Adeline. Hello, hi.
Hello po.
Hello, Via. Would you like to share something about your advocacy, what you're doing?
I'm a member of Break Free from Plastic Philippines po. And usually, right now po, naga-share po kami ng movie about the story of plastic para mas aware yung mga people, especially the youth, about kung ano talaga ang root cause ng problem, which is just, hindi lang siya because nagatapon tayo sa oceans, it's because nag-produce tayo ng maraming plastic in general. So, hindi lang yung disposal ang problem, it's also the production.
Thank you, Via. Saan ka galing, Via? Where are you from?
From Mindanao po, Coronadal City.
Oh, I see. Welcome to YSP. If you have any question to Kuya Mark, you can ask them personally or here in this webinar. So, I would like to call again another one, Mr. Halani. Hello, Mr. Halani.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, I have a lot of organization, but I would like to focus more on my current ako na organization ngayon. So we have the honors program from Mindanao State University. So we actually conducting something like a quiz show, and at the same time we are also focused on helping those people na, di ba, I am from Marawi. Doon ako nag-aaral doon. Then because of the yung Marawi stage way back on 2017, we have conducted a lot of activities like giving them a something like mental health awareness lang po.
I see. Thank you, Mr. Halani, for sharing your insights or
Jelani
the
po.
organization. Sorry?
Jelani or
Jalani.
Jan.
Jalani. Okay, all right, Mr. Jalani. And let's call another one. Mr. Al Joshua Quijano. Hello, Mr. Al or Mr. Joshua.
Yes, good morning po. Good morning po sa lahat. Naririnig po ba?
Yes, morning. Morning.
Oh, good morning po. Actually, I have two organizations as of the moment. I have the Action Bridges Associate ABA trainings, more on leadership training. We give leadership training to the youth and also the Junior Chamber International Lamitan City. So for that, I think we are focused on the people siguro for ano na lang at that time. We are giving trainings and also sa JCI naman din we have community service. Just kagaya lang last time, nagbigay din kami ng tulong sa mga frontliners. So yun.
Thank you, Kuya Al Joshua Quijano. So let's call again Mr. Dominic. Hello, Mr. Dominic. Would you like to share some initiatives? Hi.
Hello, narinig mo ako?
Yes.
Okay, so, I'm a former auditor of the Philippine Student Government at our school and a former vice president of the Kiwanis International Teachers Classroom. But as of now, I don't have affiliation yet in my current school because of the pandemic, and I'm an upcoming grade 11 student. And during that, my experience that is doing some charity work. We've been serving children, offering them some services like um, giving them free feeding programs and
Thank you, Dominic. Dominic, may I know where you're from?
I'm from General Trias po.
Oh, I see. So thank you so much, Dominic. So I hope you can have your affiliate na after this pandemic. So let's call another one. And may I call Mr. Talal Maronsing? Can you introduce where you're from? Tapos your initiatives or something you want to share.
So, hi po, I am Talal Maronsing. So, naririnig niyo po ba ako? So, I'm from Marawi City. I am third year high school in Integrated Laboratory School. So, one of my advocacy is free education and para sa mga mahihirap dahil para sa akin po is nagsisimula pong lahat sa edukasyon. So, pinanganak po tayo, so tinuturuan po tayo. So, if mai-educate natin yung mga youth na maging interested sa field na ito is I think we can have a better future and where every youth is more knowledgeable about in leadership. So, yun lang po yung akin. So, education lang po yung one of the major advocacy na gusto kong may sulong. Thank you po.
Thank you, Kuya Talal. So, thank you for representing again Marawi. So, napapansin natin, we do have participants here from Marawi, and we truly pray and support to develop, and I wish also na makapunta din ako dyan someday, and looking forward. Okay, so, and the YSP also.
Thank you po.
Okay, so let's call Miss Nikki Jerusalem. She wants to share. Thank you so much, Ate Nikki Jerusalem, so for promoting and sharing the principles and advocacy of Youth and Student for Peace Filipinas. So again, let's go another one. So again, kindly introduce where you're from, what advocacy you want to do or you're currently doing in your community. So may I call Miss Pauline Monte.
Hello po, good morning. I'm Pauline Monte from Naga City, Camarines Sur, dito po sa Bicol. And currently, I'm part of a student council and at the same time a junior JC in our society and here in Naga City. For this time, I'm working on my new project. It's called Aninaw Project. Aninaw came from the Bicol term, which means light, to give light or to eliminate, and it just means to give yourself for the benefit of others. And I'll start it with a simple book donation drive, and after that, I'll be doing a series of activities for our community. So that's all po. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pauline Monte. I think it will be better if you will send your organization's Facebook pages here in the group chat so we can check all, or even yourself, so we can create a partnership or affiliates on what we want to do and find the commonality of our advocacy so we can substantialize this webinar. So while you are doing that, I will call again Ella Perez. Miss Ella May Perez.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. our president and Sir M.E. Good morning, and Mark as well. So, yeah, since the topic is sharing or parang ano yung initiative na ginagawa natin. So, yun, since I was first year college, nag-join ako sa isang organization which is right now, I'm alumni but still I'm working and helping them. So, it is W Corp. So, right now, we have our project. Diba sabi kasi ng government and even most of the institution, they said, especially this pandemic, stay at home and be safe. And then, how about those people na walang tirahan or homeless, how they can be safe and then how they can stay at home. So we just launch a very simple project kasi we know naman na hindi naman kailangan lahat ng activities is big in order to give impact. So that's why our members, mga bata pa rin or youth, yeah, first year college, senior high, and then we come up sa isang activities which is yun nga, sa August 8, namin, parang doon namin siya i-distribute. So I will share my screen. Ayan, regarding dito. So, ito siya. And this is our very simple initiative. So we called it Carp Hand Project or NCR because I am part of NCR, but hindi ibig sabihin na NCR lang talaga siya. So because kami lang yung host. Hand Project kasi we know naman na hindi lahat, 'di ba? Hindi lahat nakakalabas because of COVID-19, yun nga, may restriction. Pero we are willing to be the channel of blessing doon sa mga homeless most especially. And yung mga nakikita natin na mga jeepney driver na hindi sila makapagpasada right now because of, yun nga, hindi pa pwede. May mga restriction pa. That's why somehow these simple things, which is we will give some parang relief goods ganon sa kanila na maramdaman nila na merong nagmamahal sa kanila parang ganon and maramdaman nila na merong nagki-care sa kanila even though especially they are homeless. That's why we want to conduct this activities. This is very simple lang pero we know if we continue doing it especially continuously and somehow we could give impact rin. Ang goal talaga nito hindi to gain a lot of donors but ang goal talaga namin is to impact a lot of people na gumawa rin ng pagtulong. Hindi naman kailangan sa malayong lugar kasi minsan pagbukas natin ng pinto natin sa bahay natin, meron na tayong pwedeng tulungan. So parang ma-exercise ulit natin yung pagtulong that yun nga, we are practicing that we are all family and sa family, di ba, automatic na yung pagtulong. So if we treat each other na family, then I think help is not a problem and sharing is not a problem. So, yun lang. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Ella May Perez. So if you want to support or to know more about her project, so she will send the link then so you can ask or support or donate right away. Okay, so I will call Miss Amira. Kinakabahan daw siya. She's nervous now. So let's give her a reaction, a clap reaction para hindi siya kabahan. Hello, Amira. Ayun, nakamute ka, Amira. Amira?
Ayan. Sorry po sir, medyo kabado lang. I am Amira Palawan from Lanao del Sur po, particularly in Sultan Dumalando. And actually po, beginner pa lang ako na sumasali sa mga organizations ng mga kabataan to help kasi po, nag-start po nung, I'm not a part of any organization po. I'm seeking pa lang po for any organization which is pwede akong tanggapin so that I can help. Nag-start po nung nag-start po yung pagiging advocate ko nung nag-attend ako on a youth leadership summit namin. And dun po ako because of listening to a lot of speakers na-motivate po ako na even kahit po youth ako, I can contribute to the society and developing our community in shaping it into a better future. And nag-speak po ako na gusto kong sumali, parang na-motivate po ako na sumali sa mga organizations, mga websites. It's pandemic po. Medyo mahirap po yung pag-connect at pag-interact sa inyo kasi po medyo may kahinaan yung signal namin dito in Lanao del Sur. And I hope po na I will help po dun sa mga organization na pwede akong tanggapin as a youth, as an advocate. I'm advocating for peace and development po, since that is and no poverty, because that is the problem here in Mindanao. Thank you po.
Thank you, Amira. So, go ahead. Okay. Thank you, Amira.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, yeah, so the YSP and the SDG Online Youth Action Forum are there for you to take care of you, to develop your advocacy and your character and how you can help them. Okay, so let's call another participants who want to share their activities. So, let's ask them if they're willing to. Hello, Monique. Are you there? Monique Donna Marie Escaran. Ayan. Hello, Monique.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear
Saan
me?
ka? Where are you from?
I'm from the province of Guimaras in Western Visayas. My only affiliation is the Youth Advocates for the Philippines as of now, and I am still looking for other groups if I can join as an advocate. And I advocate for environment preservation po.
Thank you so much, Monique. Ayan. So, anyone would like to invite Monique, so you can ask her. Send mo na lang, Monique, yung iyong Facebook page, so someone or the YSP or yung community ni Sir Mark can contact you. Okay? So, let's call another one. About Mr. Joey Pascual. Hello, are you there, Mr. Joey? And okay. So Mr. Joey sent a message and hi, I am Joey Pascual. He is working in a government agency and they are conducting tree planting activity. They are distributing tree seedlings such as mahogany, and I don't know if I am pronouncing it. Gimelina, and etc. We also urge the youth to participate in this project to protect the environment. So, ayan. So, Sir Joey, if you have a Facebook page or something na pwede namin na makontak ka, you can send here in group chat so we can reach you out. And thank you so much, Mr. Joey. How about others? Let's hear Mr. Roeder, John Cuevas. Hello, Mr. Roeder. Would you like to share or to chat? And I will read it na lang. Okay. Okay. So how about Kay, Christine Lopez? Hello, are you there? Hi, Kay.
Hello po.
Ayun.
Hi, I'm Kay Christine Lopez from Isabela. Bago lang rin po ako na sumasali sa mga group bilang isang advocate, and I am a member of Lambak Youth for Region 2, and I am also a member of YAP, or Youth Advocate of the Philippines. Actually, as of now, meron kaming project ng Lunas Isabela Convenors, which is to help the people na mga umuwi from Isabela, yung mga naka-quarantine, kasi napag-alaman namin na parang walang sapat na facility na tumutulong sa kanila or nag-a-accommodate sa kanila dito sa amin. So we decided to help them through fundraising and different projects po. And also the Lambak Youth for Region 2 naman po. Our mission is to provide opportunities that drive towards the common good, and it aims to carry out and achieve its to keep awareness of the issues and obstacles timely faced by our community. Yan lang po.
Thank you, Kay, for sharing. Okay. So, may I call Miss Anna Erica Samot? Miss Anna? Okay, I will read. This is from Anna. She's not a member of any organization, pero nung high school siya, she is a member of a school organization like SSGs and other clubs. I'm willing to be a member and also willing to contribute to any organization. So it's all right, Anna, if you don't have any organization at this moment. That's why this webinar is perfect for you to have an idea, or what are the things do I have to consider when I join the organization? What is your vision, and what are the things that you want to support with? So nandito naman yung mga Facebook page or mga organizations ng mga participants natin. You just have to click the link and send a message and ask how to be a member. Thank you so much, Anna. Okay. So how about ayun, hello Anna. So go.
Yes, thank you po.
Where are you from, Anna?
From Cavite po.
Oh, I see. From Cavite. Okay, sige. So, nandito yung mga link ng mga organization na gusto mong salihan. Okay? So,
Yes,
check
thank
mo
you
na
po.
lang. So, for the last one, and may I call Mr. Adrian Gabriel? Hello, Mr. Adrian. Would you like to share po yung mga advocacy or initiatives niyo po?
Hello. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, Kuya.
So, I'm currently the vice chairperson for external affairs of the Youth Advocates for the Philippines Albay chapter. So currently we are working on projects that is addressing hunger and poverty alleviation. We are currently conducting information, I mean, financial literacy programs for the several barangays in our province. So yun, as for now, and currently we're working on programs for the protection of the environment. So there are many programs na ginagawa namin for our country. That would be all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adrian Gabriel. So we're now reaching to the end of our webinar. And for the closing an announcement, I would like to call again Miss Ella Perez to share. Okay.
So yeah, good morning pa rin naman, no? It's 11:43, so good morning. And again, thank you everyone for joining in this webinar series, and especially kay Mark, thank you for choosing us as your partner. To our Mr. President and to our chairman, thank you so much. And for all the participants here all over the nation, and we have also participants from, I think, from international and live in YouTube and Facebook. So thank you for joining. So yeah, we discussed a lot, especially the SDG. And for me, SDG is big, diba? It is aimed to solve the world problem. SDG is a lot. It is composed of 17 goals. And I just realized, sa sharing natin, how we, as individual, as in our young age, how we could really contribute in this kind of big things, di ba? Pero yun nga, we cannot do it if sa sarili natin, hindi natin siya makapractice, no? Hindi natin kailangan maging great agad, maging leader. I'm wearing our Leaders Connect t-shirt, but not meaning to say na kailangan maging leader muna tayo in order for us to give impact sa society. This is what my realization. Kasi even a very simple person, kahit sa bahay natin, we could practice SDG. And it's always, kasi I used to attend personally and even in webinar, sa mga leadership seminar and SDG as well. Pero maglalays pa rin siya sa sa personal natin, or ibig sabihin self-discipline, sa sarili pa rin natin. Kasi how we could help others if we cannot help ourselves. Kaya my message for all of us, so please take care ourselves, nurture natin yung sarili natin physically and mentally. Why? Because we have a very, very big goal. And then it will always start within us. Kaya yon, and then I'm also inspire and encourage more to do a lot of things, especially for our organization, to encourage a lot of youth, especially dun sa mga sabi nila wala pa organization or nag-i-start pa lang sila. I'm encouraging na please do more and engage talaga. Kasi we have, sabi nila, di ba, YOLO daw, we only live once. Pero honestly, we live daily, right? We live many days and years, but we only die once, di ba? So kaya, yon, I heard it in some speaker na naatinan ko, pero yun yung nag-live sa akin, nga, no, di ba? Sabi nila YOLO, pero yun, day by day, let's live a very meaningful life. So yan, as a youth, we cannot deny na kasi na even na, this is very cliche na, yun nga, kabataan ng pag-asa ng bayan, pero we cannot deny na tayo talaga. Why? Because we are the next generation. So I encourage everyone to nurture ourselves and engage, yan, sa Mark, also we are the members there, and also in our organization, you are all welcome. And also, I'm the head of membership and students for Peace Pilipinas. So every one of you is welcome in our organization, and let's make it together na yung goal na to, yung SDG, hindi natin magagawa to ng individual lang, di ba? We are all here together. Kaya yun lang, I encourage yung mga kabataan na, especially na nandito, I'm so inspired na hindi lang pala kami, hindi lang pala iilan yung nangangarap ng maayos na mundo or na maayos na society, especially here in the Philippines. So let's work together, and yeah, my last message is, please keep safe, especially this pandemic, and please do more engagement in different organization na manonurture talaga yung sarili natin. So, yun lang. Thank you so much for joining in this webinar. For my announcement, yeah, this is for my announcement as part of YSP. I will share my screen. Yeah. So, here's the date. So, please mark. Ayan. August 5. This is for members ng YSP na naka-attend na ng orientation. I know some familiar faces as well. So, we will be having our meeting on August 5. Ayan. For some meetings we will discuss there. And then August 7, as Ate Nikki said, yan, first batch of peace designers I hope I could see you all there as well. Na yun nga, this SDG help us na makapag-think kung ano ba yung project na gagawin natin. Sabi nyo kanina, yung iba wala pang project na naisip or nag-start pa lang. And then here, in this designer, you can really makakabuo at makakabuo talaga kayo ng sarili nyong project, and then the same time, may malaki yung chance na ma-realize talaga natin siya. Very visible dapat na project. And then, Rally of Hope, later we will play a video of this Rally of Hope. This is international and hosted by Korea. So we support this. We support our founder, ayan, for this Rally of Hope, and hoping na maka-join din kayo. And we are truly encouraging everyone to join this Rally of Hope talaga. And then 12, yeah, alam ko naman most of us know this, August 12, International Youth Day. So we will be having our activities as well. And August 31, celebration for National Heroes Day. So please keep update doon sa aming social media kasi doon kami nag-update. And then especially you can also message us in our official emails. We are always open and ready to engage sa inyo. If you want membership, just go to our Facebook page. Ayan, our FB page, and then doon nakapin yung membership if you want to fill up that membership, and then you can really free to fill up our membership. So again, thank you so much, and in every activities that we are doing, you are all invited. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Ella May Perez. So that's the schedule of YSP Filipinas. So before we end the webinar, I would like to show a video to be displayed by Miss Nikki Jerusalem. This is one of our main events that we are preparing. So it's a 1 million rally.
Support our founder.
Support the founders as well.
Conflict, suffering, and sadness. We may be of different races and nationalities and from various religious backgrounds, yet we are all one family. With the same heart of love we have for our families, let us all love one another and overcome the despair that has engulfed the world today. We wish to comfort and convey hope to everyone. We are one great human family under our heavenly parent. We can make a new world. Love for God. Love for all people. Love for all nations. People are working together with the dream of one world under our heavenly parent.
All right, thank you. And please, we are inviting you to join the Rally of Hope that we are about to do on August 9, 2020. Okay, for more information, kindly visit the YSP Filipinas Facebook page or Instagram. Again, so thank you. And before we end, we have to ask Mr. Mark for the last message to all the participants na nag-share tayo ng mga initiatives natin, but we have to listen. How can we move forward? So we have to make a step 2. So ngayon, step 1 na tayo. So ngayon, we have to make a next step. So, Sir Mark?
Thank you so much po. Thank you so much again to YSP for having me today here in the forum. And yeah, let's keep in touch. And as mentioned kanina during the sharing session, we can do anything to contribute to the sustainable development goals and to the betterment of our community or our society. So we can start small. And then if we're already comfortable enough, we can elevate our actions. So yun lamang po, let us make a mark together. And let's keep in touch. I've already mentioned my contacts in the chat group here in Zoom and then in Facebook Live as well. So we hope we can connect with one another and yeah, let us make them work together. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Mark. And now, I would like to request everyone to please open your camera so we can have a group picture, please. Okay. Okay, how about others? So please show your beautiful face. Yeah, okay. So I will now count in three, two, one. Okay, smile. Okay, so wait for another one. All right, so isa pa. Okay, let's have a peace sign, everyone. Everybody, peace, 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 peace. Okay, so in three, two, one, peace. All right, thank you. Okay, so that's it. That is the last part of the webinar. We would like to say thank you so much
Open
for
yung mic
being
nila.
with us. Thank you for your patience and kayo nga. So let's keep in touch. So kindly check yung mga links, mga Facebook page na nandito sa group chat. Again, this is YSP Pilipinas. This is Leaders Connect webinar series, the online SDG Youth Action Forum with the partnership of online SDG Youth Action Forum. Thank you so much.
everyone. Thank you, everyone. Keep safe. Bye-bye. See you in other activities or events.
Okay.
Kamera. Kamera.
Thank you, Sir Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Kamera.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you po.
Thank you so much. Kamera, nandito ka?